Christina here with your monthly extended energy reading for December 2016 for Twin Flames, Divine Love Partners, and Sacred Soulmate Relationships. Thanks so much for joining me. Right now I am having a $33 special on my Twin Flame readings, and this includes the same spread that I use for the monthly and weekly energy readings. So that would be the energy currently surrounding each partner, what's drawing each of you toward the union, what's pulling each of you away from union, the masculine and feminine aspects that are trying to be balanced out for each partner, and the overall energy for the union itself, as well as some advice going forward. In addition to that spread, I also do a chakra by chakra checkup for the partners and the relationship. So if that is something that is resonating with you, and I have to also add here that right now the energies and the messages are coming in really loud and clear and strong. And you'll see when we get into the cards today, I mean, it's almost like they're shouting right now. So this would be a really good time, and if that resonates with you, I'll leave that information down below. So let's go ahead and get started, starting with you, the twin who are viewing. I have that, the first side is going to deal with you, and then the other side will deal with your partner. Okay, so the first set of cards deals with the energy surrounding you, and I have to laugh. So I've pulled tarot cards from two different decks for this section, and it's the 10 of Pentacles as well as the 10 of Earth. Like I said, this is like shouting and screaming. The key word here, I'm not sure if you can see it, says foundations. And you know, December, we are at the very end of 2016, which was an ending year, a 9-year. And this card is, or these two cards are just really congratulating you for all of the work that you've been doing this year to get yourself, get your home situation, and your like the work that you do for money, but also your life purpose, getting those things all aligned. And in December, you're really going to start to feel much more stable as all of that effort starts to come to fruition. These are both very encouraging cards. I actually wasn't totally sure if I was going to pull cards from this deck, and when I pulled the first one and it was basically the same one, I went, oh, yep, okay, it's time. So congratulations, you guys. You've been doing so much work, and this is such well-deserved, this is just such a well-deserved development in your situation. 10 of Pentacles. I mean, these are great cards. All right, now pulling you away from union though is, and you'll probably recognize yourselves in this, you have the 10 of Wands and the 7 of Fire, which is also the 7 of Wands. The key word here is success. And so what's actually pulling you away from union right now, sorry, there we go. What's pulling you away from union right now is your tendency to take on too many things. So, you know, all the work you've been doing to bring this 10 of Pentacles about, don't get ahead of yourself, okay? Let some of those projects sort of stew and mature so that they can become that steady flow for you. These cards are also telling you, so here is the taking on too much, and this is asking you to take a good look at what your ideas are about success and deserving. Okay, the 7 of Fire, it's like 7 of Wands, is often depicted in traditional tarot as a person kind of trying to defend themselves against a lot of attack, outside attack. And because of this key word of success, this really feels like the energy that's drawing you away from union is your tendency to take on too many things, basically setting yourself up for failure as a way of kind of protecting yourself against success that wants to come in because somehow you don't think you deserve that. Okay, I know that seems like a very strange, kind of a strange mindset, but it is. I mean, usually the things that we have going on that block us are totally illogical. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at that. This is such an unfair thing that you do to yourself, the taking on of too many things, because it's like, well, if I have too many things, and I fail at them, then it's okay that I didn't succeed, because I never really got to try, you know. And it's like, it's this very bizarre backward thought about, well, I could have been amazing. Like, we get to continue telling ourselves that we could be amazing if only we had the time. And so the way that we prevent ourselves from having to sort of step up and prove ourselves is by creating a situation where we don't have enough time, we don't have enough resources, we don't have enough energy. Okay, so the things that right now are pulling you away, that are actually undermining this Ten of Pentacles situation that you have coming in, is that really sort of bizarre undermining of your ability to succeed. Okay, so take a look at that this month. Now, what's drawing you toward union, and this is really lovely. I love this, I love this. What's drawing you toward union, you got the Six of Swords, and I love this. So there's these two butterflies kind of moving from one shore to the next, and it's a winter scene, which is, you know, in the Northern Hemisphere, we are in winter. This month is going to be the kickoff of a very important winter transformation. These butterflies are that transformation, and what you got with it is the Ace of Water. And you know, the Ace of Water is usually, it's like the Ace of Cups. It's very similar to I don't know I just said that sentence, but the Ace of Water is about new beginnings with relationships, with love, with our emotional state. And with these two butterflies here, what I'm sensing is that for some of you who, I don't want to get into a debate about whether or not it's okay to date outside of your twin flame relationship, but for those of you for whom that is, that fits and resonates for your journey, this Ace of Water is letting you know, or is just kind of alerting you that there's a possibility of beginning a new relationship, and that relationship is going to have the effect of doing this kind of transformation that gets you to the next shore. And, you know, so as an energy that's drawing you toward your union, drawing you closer to union, it seems kind of counterintuitive that there would be another person involved, but there are some love lessons that you need to sort of complete. And this person who's coming in, if you are choosing to date, is someone who will help you with those transformations. Now, if you're not a person who is choosing to date outside of your twin flame union, then this card is actually about, you know, this winter period being one for an emotional transformation. You are doing those kind of final alchemizing processes about your ideas regarding love and relationships. So again, this is still a positive sign, something that draws you much closer to union. I'm going to now move to your partner and the energies that are surrounding them and drawing them to and away from union. So the first card we get, or the first set we get, is the Ace of Pentacles. I like this. They're in a very good place right now. Okay. And the Six of Air, which is just like the Six of Swords that I was just talking about. And the key word under this Six of Air is flowering. And so where your partner is right now is they have a new door opening for them. They are passing through an important gateway to a new opportunity, and what they can see is an opportunity to flower, to grow. There's some personal growth available to them here. This is very positive. They are feeling hopeful about this new beginning. For some of them, this may actually involve a new job. But even if it doesn't, this is, you know, this could also be like a new living situation. Maybe they've moved, possibly for the job. But this is very promising for them in terms of kind of getting themselves on track. You know, what we talked about in the weekly reading was that they were walking away from their piles of bullshit. And this is, you know, out of that manure, this is sort of fertilizing the new growth for them. Now, the other cards surrounding this are a little bit tougher, but it's okay, all right? I just want to preface it with that. It's okay, because where they're at right now, their current moment where they are, is a hopeful new beginning place. Drawing them, let's do drawing them away from union. So the energies drawing them away from union are the Ten of Swords, which, as you know, is a tough card, and the Emperor. And these cards, basically these energies that are pulling them away from union, are the ways that they beat themselves up because of these expectations associated with the divine masculine. This is the Emperor card. To me, is always the divine masculine energy when he's at his best. And it's like this thing that's pulling them away is their own expectations for how great they're supposed to be. And every time, like the little incremental flaws that they have, that they notice that diverge from this ideal, just cuts them down more and more and more. And so that harshness on themselves is the thing that pulls them away. Now, the thing drawing them toward union is kind of equally dismal looking, but it's actually lovely. So bear with me on this. So they've got the Five of Fire, which is struggle. It's like the Five of Wands. And they also have the Three of Swords, which is another tough card. It's like a smaller version of this, okay? But what they have, the reason I think this is actually positive in the long run, in the big picture, is, you know, what they are doing is they have this new beginning and they're going through that door. But what's happening is that they're going to have to struggle quite a bit. There's still going to be some struggle as they rid themselves of these limiting beliefs about who they are and their own potential, okay? And so what they're getting, it's like there's still a little bit of fighting against themselves, but what's really popping for me in this card are these antlers. And in my own, you know, kind of my own shamanic way of reading, this is actually about their own stubbornness to stay with the fight, okay? That's a very good thing. Okay, so even though it looks like the things pulling them toward and the things pulling them away are very similar, what they're actually getting, this is a fighting against themselves, and this is a fighting for themselves. So it's a different directionality, a different vector of their energy. But just know that because this is the energy that draws them toward union, they have to go through this. This is the trials and the struggle that actually makes them strong enough to be able to sustain the kind of divine love, that high vibrational love that keeps them connected and stable within the union itself. Okay, so for you need to just let them do this. Okay, this is not for you to actually send energy their way or try to intervene with them in any way. Really, what you're doing is you are providing an anchoring energy for them just by taking care of your own business. Okay, remember, with relationships like this, or with bonds like this, the strength of the energetic union, or the strength of the energetic connection has effect on the other partner. So you don't have to intervene here. You don't need to go get in their face. In fact, if you did that, it would really disrupt this. They have to do this, okay? But just know that you are an anchoring energy for the month, for the union, okay? So now I'd like to go to the masculine and feminine energies that are coming into balance, and you'll see, I mean, the cards are telling a very, very coherent story. So what they have in their masculine element is the Egyptian god Set, and the keyword down here is chaos, right? Chaos. But the feminine energy that's trying to get balanced in here is Aphrodite, and the keyword is self-love. So, you know, like I said, in that, you know, the Ten of Swords is pulling them away because they're struggling, fighting against themselves. The more they fight against themselves and are so punishing to themselves, that pulls them away. But the more that they fight for themselves, for this kind of self-love, you know, it's so hard for them to see it, that they are worthy of it, of their own love and affection. The more that they do that, it creates quite a bit of chaos for them because their framework so far has been that this is not available. Okay, so also Set is the Egyptian god for darkness, deserts, chaos, and storms, and that pretty much sums up what the tension forces that are working on them right now, that the struggle of like which way are they going to go? Are they going to keep fighting themselves, or are they going to fight for something that they know is for them? Okay, so I wanted to do their masculine feminine first because of what our masculine feminine energies are. And the masculine energy for our side is Poseidon, flow, the keyword is flow. And the feminine energy is Ma'at, and the key word there is justice. And basically these two together are balance and flow. But what's especially interesting is that Ma'at is the sister to Set. And right now I want to read from the guidebook that comes with this card, because it is so, holy crap, it is just so on point. So Ma'at, justice. Justice will be done for the good of all. Take responsibility for your actions. The chaos in your life will end. Natural order will be restored. In the ancient Egyptian view of the world, the goddess Ma'at brought law to chaos. She created and judged every natural law in the universe, making her one of the most powerful deities. Ma'at's power determined the movements of the tides, the seasons, and the rotations and pathways of the planets and stars. So, I mean, I love how totally on top of these keywords that description is. So it's Ma'at brings justice, order to chaos, and she also controls the flow of the tides. And it's like, so these masculine energies that are a little bit more mutable and flexible and kind of all over the place, Ma'at is bringing the stability. I mean, and that's what the feminine energy that's what the feminine energy is, being dominant on your side, and that's also what your side is doing for the entire union. It's bringing stable order and balance to what is chaotic and kind of mercurial, subject to a little bit of whim. So this, like I said, this is such a, wow, I'm like really, kind of wound up about this. This is such great confirmation for the rest of the cards that you had about the stability that you're bringing, the anchoring gravity kind of force, grounding force that you're bringing to the union right now, and that you're providing to and for your partner, even though you have to remain out of contact. Okay, this is big. I'm really liking what's happening, even though, like I said, I know they're going through some stuff. They're going to have kind of a rough December, but just, you have to trust that it is so for the good of everything. Think about your own struggle and path that got you to here. You've got a double 10 of Pentacles. That's beautiful for you. This is a well-earned reward for all of your effort. Let them earn theirs too, so it's meaningful to them and so that they value it. Okay? Don't interfere in it. All right, so now I'm going to go to the overall energy for the union. And now this is where another instance of where Spirit and my guides were just shouting and shouting messages. So as I was shuffling, the Guardian card came out, and if you watched the weekly reading, the Guardian card was the top energy for that too. And when I was shuffling, I went, oh, that's a mistake. I thought that's a mistake, so I put it back, and it actually came out with another card. So I put it back in the deck and I shuffled again, and both cards jumped out of the deck the second time. So at that point I had to stop arguing. Okay, so here we have the Guardian again, and this time it comes out with the Golden Path. And so this is a reminder for the overall monthly energy. This is a reminder that they and the union, and you too, are guarded over and protected, okay? And that you are being guided down the golden path. So that basically means that you do not need to be a person who's interfering in this, because Spirit and their guides have it covered, okay? This is also, that it's, in the original time that this came out for the weekly, this was about the way that you guys carry each other kind of with you wherever you go, and that's still true. But this is also really more about you're both being guided. You are both on your path. Your paths right now, they're on kind of a rocky section, and you have a little bit more smooth sailing, even though you're doing a little bit of getting in your way as far as the taking on too many things is concerned. But this is telling you that it's reminding you that even this, as hard as that might be for them to be going through and for you to know about, it's best that you don't witness it, okay? Because it's really important that you don't interfere. This is part of their golden path. And the path is gold, even when it's tough, okay? So this is a beautiful reassurance, shouting, super confirmation of what was going on in the weekly reading, but as an overall monthly energy, it's also a very nice, comforting reminder that anything that you might hear about going on for them, or just, even just seeing these cards, it's telling you, look, their Spirit's got their back, and it's really important and necessary to keep them on this path. It is part of the path. It's not a diversion from the path. Okay? All right, and now, finally, for the advice to get us through the month. Again, it's so... it's such a coherent message that all of these cards, I pulled kind of twice as many cards as usual. So we have first, actually let me read it. Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And actually, if you were an earth sign reading or watching this, dream work was really important for the earth signs. So, if you are interested, go ahead and look at that monthly reading. And then the other card is faith in the process. Oh, and those numbers, because I know that that's important for some of you, is 32, faith in the process, and number 40, being in the present and dreaming of the future. And so both of these cards are, again, just reinforcing that message that the overall energy of this union is that it's on path, you're on track, okay? And that you have to have faith in the process even when it looks like hell for them, okay? And even when it's like you have to stay away. And it's also about stay in the present, okay? Be in this present moment. Enjoy this 10 of Pentacles life that you're creating and that's coming in. Enjoy these new feelings and understandings of love that are helping you grow, whether that's with another person or just on your own as you are kind of going through your own process. All of this is for the highest good, for both of you individually away from the union and for the union itself. I do want to just stick with this card for a moment. Do some dream work this month. There's a lot that all of our guides are trying to get through to us. And my feeling is that this dream work is going to help give you some additional reassurance about this stuff that they're going through. But it's also a way, because when we get into that dream state, we are less likely to, our minds, our conscious awareness and our ego mind is less likely to be able to get in the way. And so what can come out in those dream processes are some ways for you to, here I'm trying to find the card, for you to be that guardian anchoring element, and to sort of send it their way while in the dream state. okay? I know that for me, a lot of times, I know that, like, I will kind of go off and do a bunch of work in my dreams, and I don't always remember a lot of it, but I know that I've been kind of busy in the night, if that makes sense. And so this card is kind of that reassurance to you that there's going to be so much work getting done during the dream time, that so that you don't need to be like expending all of this effort to be sending energy their way, that healing or protective energy. It's taken care of. First of all, it's taken care of by their guides and spirit, but also the amount that's necessary from you is going to be will be drawn from you, or like your higher self will go do that work and expend the exact right amount without you consciously getting in the way. Okay, and like I said, you may or may not remember your dreams, but if you do, of course, jot them down. Always jot them down. And I will also I put this in the earth sign reading for the month, but I'll leave the links for dream work, doing guided meditations and dream work down below as well. Lillian Eden actually does her most recent, a few of her most recent uploads have been specifically about dream work, and then of course you can scroll through and see the rest of the work that she does. And I'm suggesting her because they work for me. I've had success with her meditations, although there are plenty more out there. That's just the one that I prefer. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I think that's it. Just as the quick overview, your energy is providing that anchoring and stability to your partner through the month of December. You are going to have a very good month if you don't get ahead of yourself, okay? You've done so much work to build a stable home environment for yourself, to get yourself aligned, to align the way that you make money with your life purpose. Those are coming into balance and alignment right now. You are also, like I said, you are providing that stable energy to this flow, this emotional flow, and as well as providing some stability to the chaos that's going on their side. Your partner is going to have a little bit of a rough time of it this month, but it's all necessary and important. They will be struggling between whether they're fighting with themselves or for themselves, but ultimately, it really does actually feel like ultimately they kind of get on board their own train and move themselves closer to their own, to the union, but also to their own sense of deserving their own love and affection. It's a beautiful month, regardless of what's going on with them. Thank you so much for being with me today. And just a reminder again about that $33 special on Twin Flame readings. And that's it. Have a great December, and I will see you again in January 2017. Bye-bye. Take care.